Hi guys! Welcome to my class. Our topic today is about rotations. You are going to learn it here the easy way. In case you are new to my channel, please subscribe so that you will be kept updated on the next math lesson. Then like and share so that you can also help other students. We are going to learn today how to rotate a figure about a point. And we are going to learn also how to rotate a figure about the origin. A rotation is a transformation around a fixed point. The points of the original figure and its image have the same distance from the center of rotation. A rotation about the point is to spin the object around a specific point. The specific point is the center of rotation, without moving it in any other way. I want you to remember that the origin is the intersection of the x and the y-axis. The ordered pair of the origin is 0, 0. In this case, you are going to rotate a figure about a point, not the origin, okay? In this regard, if we are going to rotate a figure about a point, we're going to subtract the point of rotation of each vertex point. Then, we are going to apply the rotation formula. Afterwards, we are going to add the point of rotation back to each vertex point. I am going to show you an example so that you would know how to do it. Let us start working on this example so that you will be guided. Triangle LAT has vertices L with an ordered pair of 3 and 1, vertex E with an ordered pair of 3 and negative 3, and vertex T with an ordered pair of 0 and negative 3. We are going to graph the figure and its image after a clockwise rotation of 90 degrees about the vertex E with an ordered pair of 3 and negative 3. Then give the coordinates of the vertices for triangle L', E', and T'. Let us draw a coordinate plane so that we can graph the figure, the triangle LAT. If x is 3, y is 1, and that is vertex L. If x is 3, y is negative 3, that is vertex E. And if x is 0, y is negative 3, that is vertex T. Connecting the dots with the red line, we have now graphed the figure of triangle LET. We need to transform the red triangle clockwise rotation of 90 degrees about the vertex E, not on the origin. So we need to follow the rotation steps about a point. I draw a table indicating the steps of rotation about a point so that you can follow it very well. The first step is to subtract the points of rotation of each vertex points. So we are going to subtract 3 and negative 3, which is the vertex E, from each ordered pairs. Then we are going to apply the rotation formula. Afterwards, we are going to add the point of rotation back to each vertex point. Let us work on vertex L. We're going to subtract 3 from 3, which will give us 0. And 1 minus 3 will give us negative 2. Do you get it? Then, applying the rotation of 90 degrees, it will be y minus x. So, 0 minus 2 will become 2 and 0. Afterwards, we are going to add up the 3 and negative 3 to the ordered pair after rotation. So, 2 plus 3 will give us 5, and 0 minus 3 will give us negative 3. Accordingly, when x is 5, y is minus 3. That is L'. Likewise, applying the same step on vertex E, it will give us 3 and negative 3. And when x is 3, y is negative 3. That is E'. Let us apply again the steps one by one in vertex T so that you will be guided. 0 minus 3 will become negative 3. Minus 3 minus minus 3 will give us 0. Applying the rotation, negative 3 and 0 will give us 0 and negative 3. Then we are going to add up the 3 and negative 3 again. 0 plus 3 will give us 3. Negative 3 plus negative 3, it will give us negative 6. So, when x is 3, y is negative 6, and that is T'. Connecting the points with the green line, we're going to form the image after a clockwise rotation of 90 degrees about the vertex E of the red triangle. You can see the rotation of the red image to green image after the clockwise rotation, which is 90 degrees, and that is about vertex E. Let us work on the same example, but this time we are going to rotate the image after a clockwise rotation of 180 degrees about vertex L. This is the ordered pair of 3 and 1. So we are going to subtract the ordered pair of point L, which is 3 and 1 from each vertex points. Then we are going to apply the formula of the clockwise rotation of 180 degrees, which is negative x and negative y. Then we are going to add up again the vertex L into the ordered pair of the points after rotation. Since the point of rotation is in vertex L, the ordered pair will never change. Have you noticed it? Working on vertex A, 3 minus 3 will give us 0. Minus 3 minus 1 will give us negative 4. Then, applying the rotation, which is negative x and negative y, it will give us 0 and 4. Then, 0 plus 3 will give us 3. 4 plus 1 will give us 5. Accordingly, when x is 3, y is 5, and that is E prime. Working on point P, we're going to subtract 3 from 0. Then, it will become negative 3. Minus 3 minus 1, it will give us minus 4. Applying the rotation, it will give us 3 and 4. Therefore, 3 plus 3 will give us 6 and 4 plus 1 will give us 5. When x is 6, y is 5, and that is P prime. Connecting the points with the purple line, it will give us the image after clockwise rotation of 180 degrees about vertex L of the red triangle. The point of rotation is about vertex L. That is why you can see 180 degrees on the rotation of the red triangle to purple triangle. Let us work on the same example, but this time we're going to rotate the image clockwise 270 degrees about vertex L. We are going to keep the steps and the vertex point. However, we are going to change the formula for the rotation since we are going to apply the 270 degrees clockwise rotation. Since the point of rotation is still in vertex L, even if we are going to change the formula of the rotation because it is already 270 degrees, still vertex L have the same ordered pair, and that is L prime. However, on vertex E, let us do the step-by-step calculation. 3 minus 3 will give us 0. Minus 3 minus 1 will give us negative 4. And exchanging in applying the rotation, it will become 4 and 0. So, 3 plus 4 will give us 7, and 1 plus 0 will give us 1. Accordingly, when x is 7, y is 1, and that is vertex E, E prime. For vertex T, 0 minus 3 will give us negative 3. Negative 3 plus minus 1, negative 4. And applying the rotation formula, it will give us 4 and negative 3. 4 plus 3 will give us 7, and minus 3 plus 1 will give us negative 2. Accordingly, when x is 7, y is negative 2, and that is P prime. Connecting the dots with the black line, it forms the image of the red triangle after the clockwise rotation of 270 degrees about vertex L. It is easy, right? Just follow the steps of rotation about the point. Correspondingly, we have learned how to rotate a figure about a point. Let us study the rotation of figure about the origin. Let us work on this example so that you will be guided. Triangle BIG has vertices B with an ordered pair of negative 2 and 3. Vertex I with an ordered pair of 5 and 2, and vertex G with an ordered pair of negative 1 and 6. Graph the figure and its image after a clockwise rotation of 90 degrees about the origin. Then, give the coordinates of the vertices of triangle B', I', and G'. I want you to remember that the origin is the intersection of the y-axis and the x-axis. So, let us graph the triangle BIG. When x is negative 2, y is 3. That is vertex B. When x is 5, y is 2, and that is vertex I. While vertex G is when x is negative 1, y is 6. Let us connect the dots with the black line so that you can figure out the triangle BIG. Since we are going to work on rotation about the origin, we're just going to apply the rotation formula right away. The formula for the rotation of the 90 degrees clockwise, we're just going to switch the position of the ordered pair and take the opposite of the x-coordinate. Correspondingly, the ordered pair of x and y will become y and negative x. So, negative 2 and 3 will become 3 and 2. While 5 and 2 will become 2 and negative 5. Moreover, negative 1 and 6 will become 6 and 1. It is easy, right? Just connect the red dots with the red line and you can see the black triangle rotated clockwise 90 degrees about the origin. Let us work on the same example, but this time the image will be after a clockwise rotation of 180 degrees about the origin. The position of the ordered pair after rotation of 180 degrees counterclockwise will still be the same, but they will turn into negative. Therefore, negative 2 and 3 will become 2 and negative 3, while 5 and 2 will become negative 5 and negative 2. And negative 1 and 6 will become 1 and negative 6. We are just going to connect the green dots with the green line. And the green triangle is the image of the black triangle BIG after the clockwise rotation of 180 degrees about the origin. Accordingly, we have met our goal for today's lesson. We have learned how to rotate a figure about a point and about the origin. Just remember the steps of the rotation about the point, not in the origin, okay? Just subtract the points of the rotation of each vertex points. Then, apply the rotation formula. Afterwards, add the points of rotation back to each vertex points. However, if you are going to rotate the figure around the origin, just remember the rotation formulas. To wrap it up, I want you to remember that if you are going to work on an image after a rotation about the vertex, not the origin, I want you to apply the rotation steps about the point. First, subtract the point of rotation of each vertex points. Then, apply the rotation formula. Afterwards, add the points of rotation back to each vertex points. However, if you are going to work on an image after the rotation about the origin, just apply the rotation formula at once. It is easy. To conclude our lesson for today, I want you to always remember what His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, may his soul rest in peace, wrote for us. Education is like a lantern which lights your way in a dark alley. Sheikh Zayed wrote and left this quote for us so that the youth will always remember the importance of education. The genuine concern of Sheikh Zayed for his nation will always remain, as this quote will handed down from generation to generation. And to encapsulate our lesson for today, I want you to always remember that life is a math equation. You cannot get the most of it if you cannot convert the negatives into positive. I do hope you have learned a lot for today's topic and you find it easy. Okay? Till next math lesson. Bye-bye.